jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.
Fury fam, this is Larry K. I had some technical difficulties, and so my setup is a little different. I am now sitting here on my phone, and I am here to talk to you guys. Dolphins on a winning streak, a 2-game winning streak, which I don't know how to feel about. I mean, you got Mike McDaniel driving past the elbow room, staring guys down, and then you got him sneaking into the press room. And everybody's excited about it. I mean, it just seems like this is what the Dolphins are. It's easy to get this fan base excited. We can suck. We can be mediocre. We can barely make the playoffs. But as long as we got a funny coach and everybody's clowning some other team, we're good. Guys, I don't get going for it there before the end of the game. Is Mike McDaniel trying to lose? I don't know. Potential interception doesn't happen. Dolphins get lucky and get away with a victory. And it just seems like, I got to be honest, it just seems like this team is headed toward, like, I thought we would maybe get catharsis and be done with this era at least, even though the season was probably going to suck. But yet we wind up with a season where it looks like, to be honest with you, I think we're going to wind up with the dumbest thing that could have possibly happened, which is we change our front office and Mike McGeek, he stays. And we just run this thing back, and it never ends. I saw some video of Magoo getting off a plane today, looked mad about his private car, and I'm just sick of these clowns. Like, Magoo loves ridiculousness. I don't know what else to say, and it seems like the fan base. Here's the thing I will say, G. It seems like, and here he is, here's the man himself. It seems like the fan base is part of the problem, G, because I got to say, the last 2 weeks, especially 2 weeks ago, but the last 2 weeks, the fan base seems to just eat up the nonsense. Like, oh, look at him. Oh, that's funny. They share the memes. Oh, Mike hiding in the press room. Mike staring down the elbow room. Oh. And then the media, G, you got, what's his name, Joe Shad. Hey, we're never going to change. The Dolphins are always going to suck. So why don't you try just enjoying a win? And Barry Jackson, look, they always are going to suck. So, guys, just enjoy the win, okay? That's all you're going to get. So the media, the fan base, it was like, just let's enjoy McDaniel. He's cool. That's why we're always going to suck. And I just can't get into it, G. What are you thinking?
I mean, Larry, I'm going to need you to be a little bit more positive. I mean,
G, I can't hear you for some reason.
You can't hear me? Oh, hold on.
Let's see. Why can't I hear you?
Hold on. Let me pull up my phone. Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear G? Because I can't hear G.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to check.
Can't hear you.
Check.
What is going on? Now I can't hear G on this podcast. I can see him. I can't hear him. I still can't hear you. What is going on?
I think on YouTube you guys can hear me, but Larry can't for some reason.
I don't get it. I don't know why I can't hear you. Oh, okay. Well, they can hear you, G.
Yeah, I think
Larry. Again,
can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And Steve Malloy, thanks for letting us know. He could see you. So there we go. See, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Larry, I mean, I'm going to need you to be a little bit more positive. I mean, I don't know why you're not excited about going 10-7 and running it back, bro. I mean, I'm going to need a little bit more positive, man. I don't even know where to begin. Over the course of the last few weeks, once Chris Greer got fired, I was thinking Stephen Ross might do it, but now Mike McGeek is really saving his job, and Tua is saving his job. I mean, we should have lost that game, for being honest. Dan Quinn wasn't kind of coaching like a clown. He should have kicked the field goal when he did. Then we drove down. Washington got a stop, and then they fumbled it, and then we go down. I don't know why we're going for it there. I really don't. It was very stupid. And matter of fact, I mean, McGeek was calling timeouts, basically helping Washington get in the field goal range. It just so happens that their kicker is a bum, and they can't hit a field goal, or else we would have lost. And a lot of Dolphin fans, I don't feel like some of these fans don't know the rules, because I was on Twitter. A lot of people were crapping on Mike McGeek saying, how could you take the ball from guys? That's the new way now. Both teams have the ball now, so you have to defend. So that was a good call.
I agree with you there, Greg. Yeah, nobody understands. You'd rather, just like in college, you'd rather see what they do to see what you have to do. That goes without saying.
Yeah. And over the last few weeks, Larry, I'm really buying into the fact nothing's changing. Champ Gelly will be. I mean, Rappaport can put out all of his BS. Barry Jackson, Joe Shet, they can put out all their BS. Champ Kelly will be the GM next year. Mike McGeek will still be the head coach. Tua will still be the quarterback. Now, will they be gone the year after? I feel like that is yet to be determined. We don't have a crystal ball in front of us, but I just feel like we're just going to keep wasting years with this team, and I'm with it. If that's what we want to do, then I'm with it. I'm going to start. Let's go on a winning streak. Let's go beat the Jets. Let's go, Claire. I think we're winning the Super Bowl. I'm buying in. We're winning the Super Bowl, man. If this is what we're gonna do, we're winning the Super Bowl, bro. We're gonna. And Larry, I was a crazy SOB last night. We can actually get the 2 seed right now. We can still get the 2 seed, guys. Let's be some positive. Come on.
Oh my God! I just
get the 2 seed, guys. Come on.
You know how it is, bro. It's these guys. These guys are out in full force. We're going to run that table. We are going to run the table and just make things happen. That's what the Dolphins are now. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's been how long? I mean, dude, it's been what, like almost 20 years of Ross, like 17 years, and he's beating me into submission to the point of like I just. He's making me like not be a fan. It sounds crazy.
I mean, Larry, I understand a lot of people, like a lot of fans were like rooting for us to lose for like the draft pick. But the reason why I don't like going on weeks on end, there's really no quarterback that sticks out or player that sticks out. The reason why I was rooting for us to lose, that way we would get change. McGee getting fired, Tua getting cut. But that's the reason why I was rooting for lose. And some fans feel like that on Twitter too, because I want change. Nothing's changing. And listen, there may be no good quarterback coming out there, may be no flashy player, but I think losing guarantees a change.
Right.
McGeek winning and Tua winning is giving them extensions. It's like they're out in the middle of the ocean and they're getting the life thing getting thrown out and they're clinching on and they're getting dragged in and then they're going back out. It's a mess, man. It's sad. I'm just along for the journey. I mean, Joe Shad, I listen, Joe Shad's a great guy. But the last few weeks he was putting out the tankathon on his Twitter page, and now he's coming at fans saying enjoy the ride. And now and he's still showing the tankathon, which we're at 11 in.
Interesting. So there is some method to a madness that Phil laid out on the column here on Phin-Addict Fury that he posted, and it was, you're not going to get out from under Tua's contract because the cash accelerates. So if you were to cut him, the cap hit is more next year because the cap hit accelerates from what he would have gotten guaranteed the next couple of years all at once. That's been done with Russell Wilson, but there's a lot of speculation. There's been a lot of talk that the Dolphins are not looking to do that. So Bill's theory was, well, you might as well run with Kelly as the GM. You might as well run it back with McDaniel and Tua because you're stuck with 1 year in purgatory anyway. See what happens next year, and then, go from there. But I've been waiting so long, G, for a method to Ross's madness, and I thought that I had seen finally some breakthrough in his, lucidity last offseason when he doesn't fire Greer, because I'm thinking, okay, the reason he's not firing Greer, and I've said it so many times in this channel, the reason he's not firing Greer is because he wants them to both go down with the ship and he's holding on to him. But now that just doesn't look like the case. It actually looks like, he held on to Greer for no particular reason, just like he held on to Philbin that way, because he fired Greer midway through, and it wasn't because he wanted him to go down with the ship with McDaniel. It wasn't like I thought and I was hoping that, he wanted to just move the GM so he could make moves before completely rebuilding. He just waited a couple months to fire Greer anyway, and I just don't think there's going to be any method to his madness. I think what you're seeing from Joe Shad and some of these other guys is just, hey, accept it. You're going to suck. You're going to be mediocre. This owner doesn't know what he's doing, so you might as well enjoy the ride. And look, it'd be nice if we went 10-7, we made the playoffs and something changed. I don't see it happening. It's not going to happen. And I don't know how to feel going forward. Now, could there be a method to the madness, G, where he's keeping the GM and Tua and McDaniel just for one more year to clear all the cap hits out? Yeah, but I don't think he is, because nothing he's done has made any sense so far, so I don't expect him to make sense. G, I think what we're looking at is bringing in a GM or Kelly bringing in people to run that front office who are going to be saddled with Mike McDaniel, and we're going to do this thing all over again, just like we did with hiring Mike and saying he's stuck with Greer and Tua. The new GM stuck with McDaniel. I don't see any end in sight to this endless cycle of nonsense, and I just don't think there's any hope. I don't. What's your thought? I mean, is there a situation where Mike McDaniel goes out and gets his quarterback 2 years from now and we turn it around? I mean, I understand the defense is playing better, but to me, G, if you had gone out and just destroyed the Commanders, okay, maybe I'd have to acquiesce. Maybe I'd have to admit, you know what, maybe they have something here. Maybe the defense is coming on. Maybe McDaniel riding Achane is going to work. But the way they almost lost to the Commanders, G, here's what I see. I see a guy who's really a good offensive football mind, who knows how to make something out of nothing for a stretch of games. He did it with Tua. He maximized his deficiencies and his strengths, or minimized his deficiencies and maximized his strengths. But teams caught up with that, and now Tua is really not good at all. I mean, zero touchdowns, 0 interceptions last game. Now he's riding Achane, G. He's just saying, well, Achane's taking the world by storm, and he's just riding Achane into the ground, and teams are going to catch up to Achane. And I don't think that there's a world where Mike McDaniel goes out and gets a quarterback and all of a sudden becomes a Super Bowl caliber coach. Now, maybe for another team, G, but I think it's worn its welcome in Miami. Do you see a world where that happens?
I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, Mike McGeek still is not a good head coach. He can go out and go 10-7. I mean, the way he was coaching the Commanders game was reasons why we want him fired. I mean, offense, I mean, with the Commanders, what is the Commanders' defense ranked this year? I think it's pretty, bottom of the league. Their offense was moving the ball. I mean, yeah, the defense.
They don't even have their quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus Mariota was looking like Jaden Daniels out there. I mean, the defense has been playing good, but they were like the defense. I mean, we were getting destroyed. They were moving the ball right down our throat. I mean, also, let's talk about that blatant pass interference that was god-awful. Yes, I had money on the Commanders, so I was deep down clapping. But I'm like, that was one of the worst calls. I mean, that was just atrocious. But Larry, I mean, Achane's our offense, and I'm telling you, there are 6 games left, something like that. It's going to take is one of these defensive coordinators or defensive-minded coaches that will come up with a scheme to shut down Achane. I mean, we started with the Chargers a few years ago when we had Tyreek and Waddle. The Chargers had third-string corners, and they were shutting them down. It's going to take one, and then eventually, yeah, it's going to get catch up. People will start running again. I mean, at some point, it's going to happen. I mean, the past few years we were destroying these bad teams, but recently now these bad teams are figuring out our offense. And listen, I mean, honestly, at this rate, I don't think, even if let's say we lose every game, I don't think Mike McGeek's going anywhere. I mean, realistically, I think if Mike McGeek were to win, he's already won 2 or 4-7 now. If he wins probably 2 to 3 more, I think he's definitely safe. I mean, at this rate, I don't think anything's changing. I think regardless, I mean, Rappaport wants to be out there saying the GM job's most common, and that's a load of BS in my opinion. I don't think we're getting another GM. I think we have our GM in Champ Kelly, and if it was up to me, if Ross is going to deem to go with Champ Kelly, Mike McGeek, and Tua for one more year, I would honestly say at the end of next year, if we're doing the same thing, if we're 0-7 or whatnot, I would fire them both on the spot. I don't know why Ross likes doing this. He should have fired both. He should have fired both of them at the same time. Put Champ Kelly in the interim and Weaver or Frank Smith, whoever, as the interim. You should have fired them both. I don't know why we fired one and then you want to say, oh, we're going to let McGeek coach out the rest of the year. And I like him. I believe in him. I mean, I get it. You can like him and believe him all you want. But this is the NFL. You have been up there saying you want to win, but you're going to keep this guy who has been, what were we last year? 2-6, and now we're 2-7.
Yeah, I mean, man.
I mean, at this rate, if we go 0-7, 0-8 next year, what's the point? Just fire them right away. I mean, I'm telling people, I don't think anything. I don't even. And we like talking about quarterbacks, and we're probably not get. I don't even think we're drafting quarterback. We might draft the quarterback in the 7th round. I just don't see anything changing with this organization. So I'm just jumping on ship. Let's go 10-7. Let's go win a playoff game, and then we'll see what happens next year. I mean, the Dolphins do this every year, guys. They start off terrible, and we're all like, let's blow it up, let's tank it, and let's change it up. And then the Dolphins go on a win streak. I think the Dolphins just don't know how to tank. They don't know how to tank.
Yeah, and you know what's funny, G, is I'm looking at the comments on this show right now, and it's like, I get so disheartened by narratives in the fan base that I'll be listening to other content creators and I'll be listening to NFL shows and mass media, and they're all trying to fluff up McDaniel and the Dolphins, get everybody hyped. And I get disheartened. Then I come onto this show, and our listeners on Phin-Addict Fury, the Fury fan listeners, they're on the same page as us, man. They're like, yo, we've been waiting for this, for you guys to keep it real, because the narratives are flying off the handle everywhere else, and we need some reality. So it's great to see you guys in the chat, man. Joe Kerr, G-Man, the Dolphin, Steve Malloy, just everybody out there. Thanks for joining us.
And Larry, on Twitter, I've been getting pushback. I've been saying I want the Bills to win the Super Bowl. If it takes, and this is why I want the Bills to win the Super Bowl. If it takes the Bills winning the Super Bowl to wake this fan base up and wake this organization up to get out of the mediocrity, then I'm all for it. I'm not actively rooting for the Bills. I hate that team. Unless I have money on them, that's the only time I'm rooting for them. But if it takes them winning the Super Bowl, I am all for it. I've seen the Patriots win 6 of them. After they won their 6th one, I'm tired of it. I had to go to school getting laughed at, made fun of. My hat in the winter getting taken from me. I had to go chasing around the playground. I've seen that after the Patriots won 6, I'm like, I've been done. I gave the rebuild with Flores a chance. Flores was building something. Once we fired him, I've been on this team's, you know what? Like, I'm done with the mediocrity. I'm sick and tired of let's go 10-7. Okay, we go 10-7. We're the 7th seed in the playoff. I don't know who the 2 seed is. Is it New England? Is it Denver? I don't know who it is. Cold weather city. I'm not going to go 10-7, get the 7th seed, and then go to Denver, New England, Kansas City, whoever it is, and go get our ass kicked on national television. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I don't know how you guys don't think this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing to watch our quarterback go out there and have, what was his stats in KC? It was god awful.
Terrible. Just a joke.
It's a joke. I mean, I was hoping for a revenge tour, but that just was awful.
No, and I hear you. And how about the Patriots, G? I mean, you're up there in Pat's land, and look how quickly the Patriots go to the driver's seat, man, just having an excellent year. Number 1 in the division, and it's just, that type of. And here's what I also don't understand: Flores goes 0-8 or whatever, and he gets fired, even though he turns it around at the end of the season, and McDaniel just gets a pass, and it's exactly. I don't know what goes on with Ross, because it seems like every time there's anything with Ross, some guy becomes his best friend, and the other guy winds up on the outs. And it just keeps rotating. And it's like, is this guy like a gossipy old washwoman or something where you got to get in his ear? Like, Greer said this about you. And then McDaniel said, like, when is the mediocrity going to end? But here's the thing, G, like you said, there's too many fans fans were, look, I understand the Bills are a rival. But when you're so mediocre that you haven't even challenged a team in years, and that team, like, it's one thing if we knock the Bills out of home playoff contention. We've done that with the Pats. It's one thing if it was some kind of absurd miracle, or all we did was win a conference game. Okay, great. But the way the fan base reacted as if it was the Super Bowl, and it was like, as long as we beat them, this isn't college where, if you beat Ohio State or you beat, the number 1 team, it means that. This is the NFL. You beat the Bills. So what? You play them twice every year. You're supposed to be evenly matched. This fan base jumps off the walls. And the thing is, as long as Ross sees, Mountie, what's up, my brother? What's good? As long as Ross sees that the fan base is tantalized by nonsense and Mike McDaniel driving past bars and going into, press conference rooms, he's not going to make a change because guess what? He's already a billionaire. Tua likes to go home and play his, Twitch or whatever he does. Tyreek Hill is swimming in women on his own condominiums. He's friggin' everywhere. And it's like they don't care about winning because why should they? The fan base is content with one or two quirky little videos from Mike McDaniel every year. Why would they care? It's like look, I'll get on the bandwagon too. We're going to beat the Saints. You got the Jets. The Jets are terrible. And I'm going to ride the bandwagon just because all these people are going to ride the bandwagon. But here's the thing, G, that I don't get. Once we lose again, because we will lose again, they're going to act like the sky is falling as if we actually had a chance. And you're going to have meltdowns all over Miami Dolphins world again. Like, oh, what are we doing? You got to get rid of this guy. Like, bro, you should know that already. But this fan base, this media, all of these people, man, it's just, I'm telling you, they're turning me into like, instead of a Dolphins fan, I'm turning into like a crotchety old critic who just watches them to make snotty comments and watches our fan base to make snarky, sarcastic comments. I'm like the guys in like Angels in the Outfield where they're sitting in the stands and all they do is talk junk and they don't even want to win. They just want to heckle. That's turning into me because Ross has made me a miserable, crotchety, old, angry man. And I don't know how to dig myself back up out of it, G. I really, truly don't.
I mean, the Patriots, I hate to go use them as an example here, but the Patriots, they tolerate no BS. It's either you're good or we'll run your ass out of town. They did that with Mac Jones. I mean, the first year of Mac Jones, it was great. It was promising. They were like, he's the guy. Second year, they ran him out of the building.
Yeah.
Check on. And then last year, Jerron Mayo, doesn't matter if it was his first year or not, they wanted him on. They wanted his head on a silver platter. They wanted him gone. I mean, Drake May, it was 2 years ago. No, wait. Yeah, it was last year. Mayo had Drake May, right? I could be wrong, but then Vrabel comes in with Drake May this year. May's looking like a MVP candidate.
Because look what a coach can do, G.
Exactly.
Look what a good coach can do.
Vrabel's probably a coach of the year candidate. Everyone's poking fun. The Patriots are back, bro. They're back. They're like, everybody hates us now again and whatnot. They're like the Tom Brady days because we're all poking fun at their schedule. I mean, they played nobodies outside of the Bills and the Bucks. I mean, we can argue the Panthers, but the Panthers at the time weren't good. But, like, they're back, bro. And, this fan base is just out here. We're celebrating. I mean, if it was the Patriots, I probably would have been psyched, but it was the Bills. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm glad we beat the Bills. But, like, Bills fans, they were angry about the loss. But Bills fans should actually be happy because they're keeping us in the same.
Yeah, you said that.
And the Jets right now suck. But they got 5 first-round picks. I actually hope the Jets hit on all those first-round picks. Anything to, wake this fan base, wake this organization up to get us out of this mediocrity, I'm for it. If I have to root for the Bills to win the Super Bowl, then I will do it. If I have to root for the Jets hitting on first-round picks. Now, I hope they don't. I hope they don't win a Super Bowl. I don't hope they hit the first-round picks. But anything to wake us up. This quarterback ain't it, guys. I said it after year 2. When Flores, the rumors were Watson, I'm like, okay, let's go get Watson. Let's go get Flores' guy. It's about time. It took us 2 years for finally realizing that we fired the guy after he turned down a winning season or a losing season into a winning season. And everyone's making excuses for Tua. O-line. I mean, dude, this was the Patriots. Tua would not be in the league. He probably would be backup or he would have been
100%.
If Tua was up there. If this
was the Steelers, G, any reputable franchise.
I mean, if Tua was up there at the Steelers, Green Bay, Patriots organization saying, I can't see over my line line, you got to get to your spot so I can get you the ball, he would have been ran out of town. But in Miami, we celebrate this. We celebrate this. Tua says he goes home to his family. I mean, the Patriot fans probably would be calling for, they probably been showing up at his house or whatnot. I don't know what these sickos do. But we just say, oh, it's okay, Tua, go home to your kids. It's whatnot. It's just no one. I feel like this fan base doesn't want to win. I don't feel like it because you're celebrating McGeek. You're celebrating Tua because McGeek goes to the restaurant, the Troll, and Tua just, I don't know what to say, but it's just, I don't feel like we don't want to win. I feel like there's a portion of the fan base that wants to win. I would probably say that's good, maybe 25%. And then there's like 75% of the fans just want to. They're just happy that we're being talked in headlines. We're being shown on ESPN.
No, and you know what? And Chuck Cooper over here says that this is the mentality of a lot of the fan bases. If you don't like the train ride, there are 31 other stops to hop on another train. No one's getting off the train because you have too much invested. Here's the thing: I don't have anything invested, bro. Like I got years invested in the team, I guess, but I didn't invest anything. I just wasted time. Like I have good memories. 2008, one of my favorite memories ever. The Dan Marino years. I mean, as a kid, some painful memories, some fun memories. But I don't have anything invested. This idea, this mentality that fans, I've seen it before. Like, we're still going to be there for the draft. We're still going to tune in for this. Let me tell you guys something. I cover this team, and I have a channel. And the only thing that keeps me going is you guys, because I love doing this. I love hanging out with G. I love talking to you guys and doing the channel. But the Dolphins themselves, I'm not hyped. I used to be hyped about the draft, man. I used to catch me at draft parties. Used to catch me wearing Dolphins gear everywhere. I used to spend money on tickets. I'd go to Miami. I'd go to the Jets-Dolphins game up here. Let me tell you guys something. I have not been to the Jets-Dolphins game in a few years. I have flown to Miami. 2023 was the last time. I haven't even thought about doing it since. I haven't paid attention to the draft. I have stepped back. I'm not captive of this team. And the problem with the mentality of this fan base is this idea that, well, if you want to go somewhere else, go off. We're all in no matter what. Bro, that is just ridiculous. Why are you so enthralled with mediocrity? And why are you so satisfied with just nonsensical tiny wins? And I agree with you, G. There's too much of a pat on the back. We just want to like our guy. We just want to hang out with McDaniel. We just want to root for Tua. We don't really care. And there's a huge portion of this fan base that really does not care whether we win or lose. And I don't think, G, that the team doesn't care. Here's what I would say. I think that the team has priorities. And somebody on the Fins tailgate, I think, said this, and it's really true. It's not that they choose, we don't want to win, we want to lose. It's more like they have priorities. And winning is lower on the priority list than marketing, a few gimmicky things. They like McDaniel because I think Ross thinks it's cute and kitschy that he does these silly things. And he likes the social media attention. And he likes the fans getting hyped over this nonsense. I think he's more enthralled with that than the chance to win football games. And I think that's one of the biggest problems is Ross is just content to be mediocre. And I think the fans give him an excuse to be mediocre. I agree with you.
Yeah.
The Bills win the Super Bowl, maybe this fan base will wake up enough to raise hell. Because that seems to be the only thing they care about is the Bills and what they do more than their own team.
And listen, I mean, you can hate me or love me. You can be a 2-and-A or not. And you want to call me not a fake Dolphin fan, like, I'm not going anywhere, bro. You can tell me there's 31 other teams to I'm not going anywhere. I've already spent too much time. I spent some money on this team that I'm not going anywhere, bro. I mean, I never been down to Miami. I've been to one Dolphin game down in DC a few years ago, 2016. That was over 10 years ago. I ain't going anywhere, bro. And if this team wins or loses, I'm here no matter what. Mountie just said it in the chat. I 100% agree. Tua was a business decision. They did not want Tua. If you guys remember, they wanted to trade up for Burrow. Flores wanted Herbert. They wanted to trade for Watson, but Watson couldn't settle his legal cases. Again, Watson could have still been trash here, but we don't know. We don't know. Tua is a business decision. They probably were in the draft. They didn't get Burrow. They're like, hey, let's get the fans what they want. And look at all the Tua jerseys they're selling at the time. And you got all these
right.
in the Dolphins. I mean, obviously now I think someone said the rivalry jerseys A-Chain was the highest selling one. I don't know if that's correct or not.
I believe it.
Still selling jerseys. People are still buying tickets to the game that are there for Tua. It's just a business decision. And it's a 7-year plan. Hopefully next year it's the end of the year. I wish it was this year, but
Yeah, so, you got to get down to Miami. But here's the thing. I wouldn't tell you to go down there until it's worth watching, until they're much better. Because it's a great time. I mean, it's a beautiful stadium. It's a beautiful area around the stadium. Guys like us from up in the Northeast, like when you go down there to the way that the Dolphins do it, like on game day, it's different. Like we have robust, cool tailgates, and we're in the concrete. I mean, it's nice down there the way they do things, but it's just not worth it if they're not winning. I mean, it's just There are very few franchises, and they do exist, G, but there are very few of them who have gone to as high and revered and as successful and continually, prominent to as terrible and much of a butt of a joke and a laughing stock as this franchise has gone. When you had Joe Robbie, this franchise was humming. They were one of the most successful franchises in sports. You go to Wayne Huizenga and he does his best. We're still a respectable playoff contending team. Got some bad breaks, had the retirement of Dan Marino, but I'm sorry, under Stephen Ross, and I don't think it's intentional again, but under Stephen Ross, it is just, it's completely collapsed. And here's what I'm most worried about, G. If you look at what's going on with the front office, he fires Chris Greer, that's fine. But if you've paid attention to the news, he's now subsequently fired other guys in the front office. And so he's really trying to clean out the entire organization in the front office. But here's the problem. If he rebuilds that entire infrastructure, right? There's guys in offices running scouting departments, running quality control, running other things in that organization that are not front-facing to the public, that we don't think about, but they have a lot to do with the internal workings and the culture of the organization overall. And if he's going to clean out all these guys, G, and rebuild the entire ecosystem and rebuild the entire organization from the inside while Mike McGeek is here, so he's not getting a fair crack at the best possible candidates and the best possible GM, and then these guys in this ecosystem are going to remain with the franchise for the next 10 to 15 years, this could be much bigger of a blunder than we're looking at on face value. And that's what I'm most worried about. If you're going to leave it alone, I want him to do what you, G, and what Phil, who, by the way, Phil joined the chat, Fury fan member, what's up, brother? What you and Phil say is just run it back completely, and don't touch anything, and then turn it over next year if you have to. But don't you dare, Ross, start rebuilding the entire front office without a clean start. You're going to handicap the team for years to come, in my opinion. And I am, after seeing this guy's track record as many times as I have, I can't feel confident that this guy is going to do the right thing. How can he? He never has. Why did he wait to fire Greer? Why did he keep Greer for an extra lousy 6 months for no reason? Why?
Because he was a good guy, I guess. I don't know. I really don't. If you should have fired Greer at the end of the year last year. Yeah, Ross just doesn't know what he's doing at this rate.
I don't know if he cares. And Mr. M-Rack says it from the Northeast. I had to watch all the games when I was young on TV when televised. The Orange Bowl was 100 times better vibe than Hard Rock ever. Yeah, and I think, we hear so much about how great the Orange Bowl was, and I was never at the Orange Bowl personally, but we hear so much about how great it was and the vibe, and you can see the videos. And I mean, it goes without saying that the Orange Bowl was a raucous, place that had culture, that had an attitude, that had a palpable identity and personality. And people wondering, we changed to Hard Rock, and Pro Player Stadium, whatever we want to call it, that's when things went downhill. I think there's something to be said about a venue, but I also think that what coincided was the Dolphins were a hard-nosed, proud, really good football team when they were in the Orange Bowl. And they have disintegrated and devolved into the crap product that they are now. And that's why you don't see the same level of attitude and personality in the stadium, because the team lacks that personality. Look at guys like me. I mean, yes, I've aged in general, so I'm not as loud as I used to be in general at sporting events, and I'm not as attached as I used to be. But part of the reason for that, too, is that the Dolphins have just not given me anything to cheer about. Why would I go mouth off at a Jets game or get raucous or get invested emotionally in a game to the point that I'm cheering loud when I know where this team is going and what they're going to produce? So it's just, I don't know. I've really never seen a franchise fall harder, and I guess we do have a fan base that is somewhat informed to the point that we won against the Commanders, but at least people saw that we barely won and we probably shouldn't have won. But look, I don't want to be forever. Look, we can cheer for the wins. I think they're going to rattle off a couple wins now. But the inevitable loss is coming. I mean, I know, G, you said you're on the bandwagon. Let's go 10-7. The inevitable loss is coming.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, what happens, G? Say we beat the Saints and Jets. McDaniel builds up so much goodwill. He does a couple more gimmicky, drive-bys. He sneaks in some more press rooms. He wears his capris out on the town, and everybody's excited about him. But then he falls on his face and loses in December again, 3-4 games in a row. I mean, does he save his job? Is it a done deal?
I mean, the way McGeek was coaching, I wouldn't chalk the Saints and the Jets up as a win, but those two teams are just terrible teams. We should win those games, but the way we played the Commanders, I wouldn't be shocked if it's the same thing. I do think Steelers, that's the game where I think that loss is coming. It's going to be a Monday night. I don't know if they're going to flex it or not, but it'll probably be a frigid night. It'll be cold. Knowing the stats, how Tua performs in the cold and how this Dolphin team performs in the cold, that could be the loss that ends it all, but we'll see. I mean, the Steelers are probably beatable. I mean, Joe Burrow's coming back, Baker Mayfield, New England at the end of the year. I think we're going on a winning streak. Will it be enough to save his job? Probably. I'm just going to enjoy the ride right now because I just don't think nothing's changing. I think Champ Kelly will be the GM next year. I don't like it. You guys don't have to like it, but that's what's going to happen. And I hate that I have to break the news to you, but it's going to happen. Mike McGeek, you don't have to like it. I hate it, but it's the truth. He will be the head coach next year, and I hate this guy too. Some of you hate him. Some of you love him, but Tua will be the quarterback this year. Now, will we draft the guy that could be his replacement? Again, I don't like the quarterbacks coming out. There's only one quarterback, Mendoza. That's the guy I would personally take. But none of these quarterbacks are going to be it. So we're looking at 2027. But again, running it back is also an extension because if we somehow go like 13-3 or something and then lose in the divisional round, I don't know, man. It sucks that where we're at. It sucks that, nothing's going to change. So we just got to get on board. We got to fall in line. I never thought Tua was the guy. Always said it, but now I'm falling in line. If it's going to take us 7, 8, 9, 10 years for us to figure out that he's not the guy, then I'm happily just going to ride the ship. I try to get off it, but they keep picking me up, putting me back on the ship. I'm just going to ride the ship until it crashes.
Yeah, and I mean, Cosmo, shout out to you in the chat, another Fury fan member. Cosmo, good to see you, bro. Good to hear from you. Steve, you're slaying tonight in the chat, man. I love it. Thanks for the support in the comments. Chuck Cooper says we could lose to the Saints, and if we do, the pitchforks will be out again. I agree with you, Chuck. And that's the thing that I understand sports fans and how they are, but you gotta cling to some. The problem, I think, with a lot of fan bases, but like you said, G, you're not going to get this from the really proud fan bases. Like, if the Steelers are going to have a bad year, or the Pats are, Pats are a little bit, because they're a little crazy, some of those fans, but if the Steelers are going to have a bad year, if some of these other teams are going to have a bad year, they're just going to say, hey, we're not so happy with our team. We got to rebuild. We got things we got to do. With the Dolphins, I feel like the fan base, every single preseason, they come up with some crazy reason why they're going to make a run or why they outsmarted everybody. They become these guys every single offseason, and they become these guys every single offseason and every single week. And it's like, they're going to forget the pitchforks are going to be back out, as Chuck said. But at the end of the day, they're going to put those pitchforks away as soon as we have some meaningless win again. And then when the offseason comes, there's going to be a brigade of fans and a brigade of people in the media who are coming out to say, well, all you can do is get involved in what we're seeing right now. All you can do is analyze the moves. You can't keep stomping your feet to make a change because they're not going to make a change. So you need to just jump in head first. And they convince themselves
that they got a chance. And the problem with the Dolphins and the organization, the fans, is they're like this. Every time they win or they go on a streak, they get way too high. And then as soon as they lose, they want to rip the pitchforks out again. You guys got to stay a little more consistent and stick to your guns. And the media in South Florida has to do the same. There's absolutely no consistency there. It's just too much of riding the waves, trying to get clicks and trying to make everybody happy, and not enough legitimate real talk, in my opinion.
I mean, Mountie, I don't want to win out, but the Dolphins are trying to win out. I get it. We need draft capital, but we're winning out. I mean, I honestly think that New England game, I think it could come down to that, or that Tampa Bay game. There will be a loss coming. I just don't know where it is. It will be one of those 4 games. There's a loss coming, and it's going to be a loss that costs the playoffs. And I understand the Dolphins are going to lose games. I want to win every game, but they're going to lose games. Now, if we had a competent quarterback and a competent coach, I probably wouldn't be calling for their job. But with McGee,
Right.
he's just not the guy. Tua's never been the guy, so I want him gone. I mean, they're just not going to go anywhere because his fan base loves him. They love what they see on Twitter. They love what they see in the media room. I don't know what the obsession is, but it just sucks. Just get on the ship and then ride the ship until it crashes. And then when the ship crashes, we can be like, we told you so. Get on the lifeboat and try to paddle away and go build a new ship. I don't know, man. It just
and
sucks.
Mountie agreeing with you, co-signing, because you're 100% right. You're cooking, G, and you're right. And Chuck Cooper says, you think Cowboys fans are tickled to death with Jerry Jones? We're not alone. No, we're not alone. And I talk to Cowboys fans who feel the same way about Jerry Jones. But in their lifetime and in their memory, they've had some success. I mean, more than the Dolphins. And Jerry Jones is a football guy, whether you love him or hate him. He's made some bad decisions, but at least you know he knows something about the game. Ross is just, in my opinion, completely and utterly lost. And I wonder about that decision, with the touchdown. Like, was that because he already knows he's safe and they're trying to tank because he's the one who's going to have the pick? Does he just not care? Is he just that ridiculous and makes that terrible of decisions that he just did that? I mean, there's a lot to wonder about with McDaniel right now. And here's the thing that I've noticed, G. I've noticed a lot of people now all of a sudden, you thought that it would end when the Tua stuff ended. But the Tuaneers are still kind of hiding, yet some of them have dropped. Like, some people have said, yeah, Tua's not the guy. But now they've switched to Mike McDaniel obsession, and they kind of like him. And it's just, like, I don't know. I think it's just something in the fan base. Maybe part of it's Tua, but part of it might just be they love to be fanboys. They just love to root for somebody wearing Aqua. But then what's weird, G, is as soon as that guy leaves, this fan base has no love for him. And like, the guy leaves, they're like, I hate him. I hope he rots. He was terrible anyway. It's like there's too much obsession with the colors and the brand here. You guys got to step outside a little bit. Stop getting so infatuated with whoever's currently on the Miami Dolphins. But I've seen kind of a shift to supporting McDaniel. Like, it's just very odd, man. It's a very odd culture of memes and media rooms and things like that playing out, and I don't know. I'm very baffled, G.
I feel like fans also fall in love with the name on the back instead of the logo.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I love Waddle, I love A-Chain, but I certainly would have traded them. I mean, I wouldn't have traded a first and a third for next year for Waddle to the Buffalo. I wouldn't have done that, but I mean, I feel like we fall in love with players and not the logo. I mean,
well, the other thing, G, is that Phil had also pointed out in a column that Achan's going to want to get paid. And look, Achan is having like a career type season. He's looks like just a cheat code. And you telling me he's not going to turn around and want to get paid? And now the Dolphins are going to lock themselves into that again, because I love Achan. Don't get it twisted. I love the kid. He's super but he is not going to – as soon as he gets that he's going to get hurt or he's going to have an issue. You're going to keep tying yourself to one player when you don't have the rest. If Achan had a supporting cast and we can make a run now, I'm all for it. But we're not in a position to make a run. So you're going to sink money like that? Like, what is this team going to do?
See, the problem is this was what I wanted to do. This was a pipe dream. This was like weeks ago. I actually wanted to keep Waddle. I wanted to keep A-Chain, right? And I wanted to trade everyone on the defense for assets, whether it's 4th, 5th, 6th round, 7th round picks. I would have benched Tua for Ewers, see what we got. And then I honestly would have cut Tua at the end of the year. And if Ewers showed that he was a guy, regardless if Ewers came in and won like 5 games, let's say, I would have kept Ewers. Hey, you got A-Chain, you got Waddle. We're going to build upon this. I actually would have paid A-Chain in the offseason because he would have been, because if we had a rookie quarterback, at least we have a weapon that he can use on the offense. The O-line, I think, is fine. A lot of people crying about the O-line. The O-line was playing pretty good.
Right.
I feel like the O-line, they do make mistakes. Yeah, it's not a perfect O-line, but the O-line, I feel like, is getting the job done. I mean, they were getting the job done. We just couldn't finish the games. I think if we finished those games, we would have a better record. I don't think we'd be with the pitchforks and stuff. But this O-line's not bad, and you got people out here crapping all over them. I mean, Jonah has somewhat improved, I think. I mean, I don't pay attention, honestly. I don't go back and watch film. Maybe I need to do that. But the O-line's been looking solid. I mean, Tua's getting under center, and we're making plays happen. I think when we're under center, we're a better team. If we're in shotgun, it's just our O-line's not good. But I think the O-line is workable, but I think the quarterback is the issue. I mean, the defense, I would have probably, if I was the GM, get the quarterback, and then I would start building this defense. I mean, we don't need to fully tear it down. I think if we were going to fully tear it down, Waddle and A-Chain could have, if you got picks for them, we'll take them and maybe do what the Jets are doing. But, I mean, if I was in charge, that's what I would have done. Let's see what Ewers got. Maybe Zach Wilson, maybe too, see what he's got, because the Jets seem to ruin quarterbacks. Tua's just not the guy, and if it's going to take us 10 years to all figure it out together, then I'm just going to stay on the ship, ride it with you guys until this thing crashes.
Yeah, and Cosmo, man, another Fury fan member, MRAC, says Minka wants a new deal as well. Dad Dean, what's up, my brother? Cosmo says, I can't believe that Dan Marino, as an advisor to Ross, believes this regime has done a good job. I mean, Dan Marino was always kind of a party boy. He was always kind of a beast on the field, but I wouldn't put Dan Marino as like the brain trust of the organization. I think he's a figurehead. I think he kind of sits there. He might give his 2 cents here and there, but I'm not thinking Dan's making big time decisions. EM's in the chat. Shouts to him. Shouts to MRAC again. McDaniel's running 6-0 linemen on half of the plays, and that's what I'm saying, right? Like, he finds a gimmick to highlight and bolster whoever it is on the team that can make some kind of huge impact. He did it with Tua in 23 and 24. He's doing it with A-Chan now. He's stacking the line with a bunch of offensive linemen. Beat this guy. He's a superior athlete. He's hard to get. And eventually teams are going to catch up. What I'm looking at, G, to your point is, there really is some improvement with the defense, and there are some pieces on the defense that are flying around. And so, to your point, but here's the thing, G, right? Like, to your point, yes, you can bring in, you could keep Champ Kelly, or you could bring in whoever you're bringing in the front office. You can do whatever you want to do. You could roll with McDaniel, try to get a quarterback, and try to continue keeping this thing going because you have some semblance of a frame there and a basis. But wouldn't you think that the way that D's playing and some of the pieces here, absent a quarterback and some other pieces, would make it more attractive for a brand new regime to come in, and just have somebody come in and take over a team that has some pieces where the defense is turning the corner a little bit, where all you might need is a quarterback and a change of philosophy and a little bit more of, leadership in there. And instead, we're squandering it by running with the same regime even longer. It's just kind of wild. It really is. And I just wonder if we're missing even another opportunity by virtue of having some pieces. Look at the Patriots and look what infusing a team with a better coach and a better philosophy can do for your franchise. And we're content to sit here with McDaniel, with a team that has some pieces, but that is still woefully short. Now, what happens with Tyreek Hill? Is he just gone? Do they cut him after he gets back? I mean, he's still sitting on IR. Are they thinking that they're going to run this thing back the way they were doing it? What are they thinking?
I think Tyreek and Bradley Chubb, I think they'll be cut at the end of the year. Minka Fitzpatrick, I don't know if he's under contract for next season, but I think he'll be getting traded or cut. That's what I think. Those are the three big things I see getting changed. I don't know who else is going to get traded or whatnot. Maybe Tua gets traded, but that seems highly unlikely. Maybe Waddle and A-Chain.
No one's
somehow.
going to want Tua in that contract.
Exactly.
That's why I don't think Tua moves in a trade.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Waddle and A-Chain somehow get traded, but I mean, I think Aaron Brewer, that's another one. Maybe he gets traded. I just don't know what's going to happen, man. It's just, I don't know what changes. I mean, I think definitely Tyreek and Bradley Chubb aren't going to be on this roster next year.
Yes. No, and I think that they're going to be cap casualties for a while. I think that's a given. But it just begs the question for me, if you're going to have to do some serious retooling and rebuilding, why aren't you doing it with also changing out the coach and giving a new G a chance, to do something? So
that's what serious organizations do. And the Giants, I mean, they're turning into the Dolphins. They fired Dable, but I think they're going to keep their GM. I don't know why they're both not getting fired.
Yeah. I don't know either. I don't know. You got Aston Clark here, who's I think he probably takes it that way. In the chat here. So this is the kind of guy, man. Tuesday night, he's in there with his boyfriend, with his fellas, and he's getting rowdy, and he wants to bring it onto the chat here. A little weird, Aston. I'm going to ask you to take your pay-per-view man-on-man fun somewhere else, but not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's what Aston likes to engage in. So. Dad Dean says players to only keep Waddle, Achane, Patrick Paul, Aaron Brewer, Brooks, Grant, Chop, Cater, Storm, Malik, Jordan Phillips, Brents, and FB Alec.
Alec won't be here next year, I think either. I think he'll be cap casually.
Who will?
Alec Ingold.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Ingold's a glue guy. He's a fullback in a league that's kind of forgotten about fullbacks for a while. I like the guy. I don't think it's a huge deal either way, whether he stays or goes. I think when you're looking at somebody like Waddle, you're basically, in my opinion, declared without saying so that he's a pillar of the team because you didn't take any trade offers for him. You think he's a pillar. Now, do I think Waddle can serve as an actual pillar on the team? I don't know. I like Waddle a lot. Do I think he's an alpha one wide receiver? I don't. I maybe that's by virtue of being on this team, and if he was on a different team with a better supporting, I think he's a great player. But I don't know that he's an alpha number one. And if you're going to build him as the cornerstone, that's an interesting choice. Achane is another one. Freak athlete, excellent player. But is he? You got guys who are not durable, who are bigger and have a different running styles. Achane really the kind of guy in this league, in this day and age, the way that running backs, they haven't been bell cows, right? Running backs haven't been the focal points of teams in a long time. Is that a cornerstone? I agree, with Jordan Phillips. Cater, yes, although he had the injury, Cater has been that guy. Chop, young player, bringing things. Brooks has been all over the field, absolute beast. And Brewer, even though I doubted him a little bit, Brewer has been really good. So, I don't know. I get it, and I think you have building blocks. What I'm worried about is you're talking about building blocks for a new team and setting a new foundation. Yet you got the same regime, really. You got the same head coach, the same quarterback. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's just confusing.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's I don't know.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And my bad. So hold on. Dad Dean, how do I fix that? That was a mistake. Dad Dean got put in timeout. He shouldn't have been. I meant to put Aston Clark in timeout. Now Aston.
Oh, I don't know what happened with Larry there. Larry, what happened? Well, I don't. Oh, there he is.
My bad, G. See, this phone thing is throwing me off.
Yeah.
Dad Dean is now back, I think. Dad Dean, can you comment to let me know that you are not banned, that you are good? I don't know. But
Yeah.
anyway, I mean, look, that's where I'm at today in this week. That's where I'm at. Bye week, a lot of time to recollect and kind of figure out what's going on. But that's how I feel in general. G. Final thoughts, kind of on the current state of the Finns. I know you said you're on the bandwagon. What's your hope for the rest of the year, and anything planned for the bye week to get yourself
Well,
ready
what
for
I'm
the rest of the
planning for my
season?
week is to hopefully make some money this weekend. But as usual, these are the teams I'm rooting for to win this week. I'm rooting for the Texans over the Bills. I'm rooting for the Colts over the Chiefs. I'm rooting for the Bears over the Steelers. I'm rooting for the Patriots over the Bengals. I'm rooting for the Jets over the Ravens. Actually, no, I want Jets over Ravens. Doesn't really matter. They're the Seahawks to beat the Titans. Raiders. I mean, the Browns to beat the Raiders. Actually, no, we want the Raiders to beat the Browns, but I'm rooting for the Browns. But yeah, I'm just gonna be rooting. Maybe to find a way to sneak in from the back door, even though we don't deserve to make the playoffs, just like the Miami Hurricanes. But that's a different subject for a different day. I'm just sick of it, Larry. I'm just sick and tired of having to root for other teams to lose for us to backdoor our way in the playoffs because we don't deserve to make the playoffs. I just want to be. I want to be competing for the division right now. I want to be in that wild card, maybe in the hunt graphic, maybe kind of like how the Chiefs are right now. But I'm just sick and tired of rooting for other teams. This is just pointless. I'm rooting for these teams so my team can get it. I'm just sick. I'm done doing that.
Exactly. I'm tired every year, G, of sitting there having to root for other teams to lose to get out of the way so that we can make it. I'm sick of being this guy. I'm over it. I'm not doing it anymore. Get yourself in a position where you don't have to rely on other teams and other people to do your dirty work and where you could win on your own. I'm sick and tired of it. But Cosmo says Ross just hasn't surrounded himself with very knowledgeable people in the front office for years. I completely agree. It's just a failure of delegation, in my opinion. You have to pick somebody who knows what they're doing. You have to make the right hire when you pick somebody who knows what they're doing. You have to delegate, responsibilities, and you have to delegate to that person to let them do their thing. And Ross has been really bad at continuing to delegate something to somebody, let them do their thing. He's been bad at making the initial hire, and that's a problem, Cosmo. So in this bye week, I'm going to kick it, kind of unplug from Miami Dolphins football as my mind and passion already has done for most of this year. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I mean, I've said it, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. After that 2023 just disaster of being derailed at the end of the year, I really took a hard hit as a fan. And then 24, just seeing it kind of collapse and seeing that this wasn't going to happen. Tua wasn't the guy. McDaniel wasn't the guy. It wasn't going to be in the cards. I kind of let go then, and I was just waiting for McDaniel and Greer to be let go, to be honest with you, just to move on, to rebuild, to start a new era. And the thing that got me most excited this year, I went in, I watched the first couple games, I got Sunday ticket. I was going to just follow the team, win or lose. Those who follow the show know that I said, hey, I'm just excited for the season, ups and downs, whatever. And I thought, that we would have kind of an up and down 500 type season, and I'd be able to just kind of ride the ebbs and flows. Nothing would be at stake, and we'd see what happened at the end of the year. But as this season has progressed, and I really thought that we were on the cusp of making a legitimate change, and then to see Greer get let go, but then to see us not really pull the trigger on any foundational changes at the trade deadline, and now to see the rumors and the hype as if McDaniel's here to stay, and he's all confident and having fun, and the fan base is embracing it, and to think that we might remain in mediocre purgatory for the foreseeable future has put me in a place where my emotion about the team, my enthusiasm for the team, is in purgatory itself, G. And so this bye week is going to be spent, to be honest with you, not thinking about the Dolphins at all, except when I write my column for members on this channel and I listen to the Fins tailgate, and just for some entertainment, because guys go off on that channel. It's one of my favorite places to go and listen. But other than that, I'm not thinking about them. But guys, we appreciate you listening to us. We missed last week. It happens. G missed his rant because we're busy. We got a lot going on. The game schedules are all over the place, and this team just doesn't inspire much. But we are here with you. We appreciate your listenership. We appreciate your viewership. We appreciate all the comments. I wasn't even going to go this long, but I went an hour because I just love being with you guys and kicking it and talking Dolphins with you, even though I don't like talking it much outside of this channel. So we'll be back. We appreciate it. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you and by the way, guys, so hold on one second. If I pop off, I'm coming right back, because speaking of,
did Larry go somewhere?
you guys see me? You see me?
Oh, there you are.
I got something for you. Those of you who enjoy my intro music. Hold on one second. So there, I'm posting in the comments. Click it. That is a brand new music video from your boy Larry, which is the intro video is me. That's my production. That's me on the mic. So I'm sending you, I got two new videos out, music videos. If you like the intro, check these out. Subscribe to my music channel. Yep, so you have two videos I'm putting in there. Click those links. Go give that some love. That's what you could do during this bye week. Click those video links and go vibe out to some music. I appreciate you guys a lot. And I appreciate you vibing with the music, vibing with the show. Cosmo, I really appreciate the love. Aston Clark, you're a clown. And I mean, bro, you coming in here trying to troll a channel with dudes who are just better than you, man. Better looking, more money, more everything, bro. And you're just in here saying nonsense in the comments, bro. You must be, I don't know what your deal is, bro. I don't know if you're a two-in-ear. I don't know if you just in general are a clown, but you enjoy your night too, my bro. Everybody else, click those links in the comments, man. That's the music videos for all of you. By the way, the intro song is a full-length track on a new album, which is coming out very soon, that those two singles are a part of. So check that out. But G and I will be around. Any breaking news, anything, G and I will hop on the mic and talk to you. And you can expect to see us again after Miami goes through its next game. But until then, I will be in my own misery thinking about Mr. Magoo and his exploits and his terrible ownership. And we'll be back at it soon, man. So everybody enjoy your bye week. Enjoy some time off. And, we'll see you soon. Peace out, guys.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.